We start our show in Boston, where Jayson Tatum practiced with the Celtics G League affiliate. And Tatum, he spoke for the first time about that today.
I'm feeling good. It was good to be a part of practice yesterday with the main G League guys. Today is 39 weeks, so it's been a long journey. And it's just like the progression of rehab. It was the next step. Doesn't mean that I'm coming back or I'm not. It's just following the plan. So it's just another step.
Just the next step, but it's certainly good to hear from Jayson Tatum as we say hello to our senior insider, Sham Charania. So, Shams, we hear that Tatum just says this is the next step, but what does practicing with the G League team mean for his return to play timeline?
Look, it means that Jayson Tatum participated fully in his first 5-on-5 scrimmage with Celtics rostered players, two-way players, G League players, not just coaches. So he participated fully in that 5-on-5 scrimmage on Monday. And everyone I spoke to with knowledge of Monday's practice told me Tatum looked great. And he's been ramping up. He has done 5-on-5 with coaches over the last 10 days. But it's different when you play your fellow teammates, two-way players, and G League players. And he has been operating as a player who has a defined debuting this season. There are still boxes for Jayson Tatum to check, and at the end of all this, there's going to be about a dozen people gathering in a room and deciding and determining whether Jayson Tatum is 100% cleared medically and 100% cleared on a mental level.
But it is good to hear that he looked great in that scrimmage, in that practice. Chiney Ogwumike, Danny Green are here with us as well. When a player progresses, friends, to 5-on-5, what does that tell you? Both of you guys have gone through big injuries in your career. I'll start with you here, Danny. What does it tell you about their timeline to return?
It's pretty soon. I mean, in my eyes, because when I did 5, I didn't have an Achilles, I did a knee. But when I was in 5-on-5 shape or playing, it seemed a bit easier than one-on-one because you have people out there helping you. But it let me know that I was closer mentally, physically to returning to play. It usually takes about 2 to 3 weeks to get back there. For him, he has a lot of time right now. I wouldn't rush it because I don't see them as the contenders with or without him. I still see the Knicks coming out of the East. But this is a good, progression for him. It's a good space to be in, and mentally it helps him kind of get over that hump and get that encouragement that he needs to say, I can get out there and I can still do this.
Yeah, first things first, no pressure for Jayson Tatum. I did have an Achilles, and when I got to 5-on-5, it only took me about 2 weeks before I was cleared to actually play. But technically, I did not play because the season was later. It was a couple months later.
Yeah.
And that's why I say there's a big difference between playing and practice, where everyone is a little bit more reserved and they understand that you have an injury, versus playing in a game where people actually target and try to exploit the fact that you are coming back.
Yeah.
So again, I think it's a great sign for Jayson Tatum for his recovery. Great job to the doctors and the staff there. But to return at this point in the season, knowing that the pressure is on, that is a difficult situation. But I'm happy that mentally he feels comfortable. And I'll lastly say this. Every time I jumped when I started playing, I thought about, I landed. Every time I fell, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm good. It is a mental adjustment as much as it is a physical adjustment that he'll have to navigate.
That's what I was curious about, Chiney. How much of this, because you hear about players who have these catastrophic injuries, that they're ready to come back. They've checked all of the benchmarks. But how big of a hurdle is that, getting over whatever that mental block is in your own mind?
First of all, it's great to see signs that people have had Achilles injuries and come back and been all-stars, MVPs. I was in the WNBA at that time. I saw Breanna Stewart, Alyssa Thomas. They all came back from Achilles situations, and so they were able to progress and show that it's possible. But for Jayson Tatum, I do believe that mental part is the hardest part, because it's something where your body is fine, but your mind is the one that's going to provide those questions for you. There's a bad pass. You have to jump. You're like, ooh, am I good?
Yeah.
But the play action is still happening. But still, the timeline for him is very advantageous. I just feel like the Celtics have already done their job for this season. There's no pressure for him to return.
Yeah, I mean, again, I can only reiterate what she's been saying. That 5-on-5 gets you in that basketball shape, that mental shape of being able to do those things. You have to kind of relearn a lot of things. You got to relearn how to walk, got to relearn how to run and jump. And the game is really fast. You got to find ways in this league. It's already to slow the game down. So for him to get in there sooner, it'll help him adjust. Because I remember my first game back, I'm like, damn, this game is really fast.
Yeah.
And it takes a lot of time to do that. So 5-on-5 helps a lot, especially with other players. And then if he gets more reps in that, it'll just make him more comfortable when he does come back.
I know that everything, Shams, that Jayson Tatum is saying is trying to temper expectations. This is just another step. But there's a lot of folks in Boston who are incredibly excited just to see this step. What happens next?
The next step is him continuing to build that rhythm and getting his conditioning right and continue to feel confident, because I think that's really the next step for him, is getting there mentally and emotionally and confident in that leg that he injured. I mean, think about it. In May, he suffers the Achilles, and now you're looking at March. I think what's going to be important for the Celtics is somewhere in March, if you're able to get Jayson Tatum back on the floor, that gives him the proper amount of games ahead of the playoffs in mid-April to get you going and get you under the right conditions to return. Because if you're just coming back with 5, 8, 10 games left in the season, that could be even more difficult. Now, I don't think the Celtics want Jayson Tatum to just return with about a handful of games left in the season. They want him to have an appropriate amount of time before the playoffs. But I mean, even if he returns in March, that's 10 months. That's a pretty remarkable recovery time.
It is.
And this is not just any team. This is a team that has championship potential aspirations if he is back.
Yeah, this is a team and a city that certainly knows winning at the highest level, and a player who certainly knows it as well. Shams, thank you very much. We appreciate the time.
Welcome back to NBA Today.
All right, the Thunder, they were in Los Angeles last night. The top 2 scorers in the league, both out. Luka, SGA, they both average over 30 points a game, but they were not on the floor. Guess who was, though? Jalen Williams returned after missing 10 straight games with a hamstring injury. Chiney, we're going to pick this one up 4 minutes in the first quarter. The Thunder down. Jalen Williams gets the steal.
I understand why a lot of people say, hey, stars might be out, but it does not matter. It gives opportunity for people to show up. Okay, fam.
I did not know Austin had those types of wheels. All right, third quarter, OKC up now. Jalen Williams, nice move. He got better as the game went on here.
Snatch.
LeBron.
Beautiful pass.
Nice find. You got to make those.
That's a signature all-time LeBron play.
By the way, it was his 3rd straight game. We got to see those assist numbers
Alex
here.
Caruso showed up.
All right, to the 4th quarter we go. This highlight's flying. Jalen Williams cutting for the layup, gets inside. OKC back up by 3 here. Under 4 minutes left in the 4th. OKC still up. Jalen Williams.
Rock you to sleep. Rockabye.
This is when he really started to take over.
Fresh babe, you know what I'm saying?
With the left.
Yo, when he put that in, I was like, so clean and so smart.
Caught Chet slipping out there.
And then this is like a half possession here for OKC. Luke Kennard, he had solid defense here, but J-Dub.
So, oh, man. The fight, yeah, that was great positioning.
Great defense. Got to keep fighting. Got to finish.
They were worried about like the shot.
Yeah, so it was reviewed for a shot clock violation. The bucket will stand, though. And then Jalen Williams is putting the finishing touches here on this one.
It's unfair.
He led all scorers with 23 points in 24 minutes, including 10 in the 4th quarter. And the Thunder get the win. They beat the Lakers for the 3rd time this season. It took J-Dub a minute, right, to find his rhythm after missing 10 games. It's what you'd expect, but he found it when it mattered. He led all scorers in the 4th, and that is what champions do. They dig in when it's winning time. LeBron James, he did not see the same effort from the Lakers.
You want me to compare us to them?
No, I want to know where you think, though, that, like, sort of as this team is on, it's like...
That's a championship team right there. We're not. So, I don't understand.
What are the biggest things you think that are keeping this team as right
we can't sustain energy and effort for 48 minutes. And they can. That's why they won a championship.
Danny, you won a championship with LeBron. What'd you make of that?
I mean, they are younger, so they should be able to sustain effort and energy for longer. But he's 41 years old. He's older. He's probably tired. But the group, the rest of those younger guys, they have to step up, find a ways to keep it going. I give them a little grace. They haven't been fully healthy all year. Luka's been out, and then when Luka, they just can't get right. AR's been out. Even AR being on like minute restriction, they're still trying to figure it out. So I know the frustrations he's going through. It is trying to get to All-Star break right now. He probably needs a little wine week or so. But, you know,
give himself
wine back. But they played against a younger team, so it's expected. I didn't have expectations for them.
There's no magic wand that can make them all 4 or 5 inches like taller. You know, This is a team that we all know with the upside when Luka's out there. Offensively, they can score with the best of them, but defensively, that's their biggest issue all year long. And so to be able to dig in, this is just not the group. The personnel is the personnel. And unless you have tremendous buy-in and tremendous lock-in for 82 games, you're going to see the lack of effort show up in certain spots.
He's also stating the obvious. Of course they're not a championship team. They got bounced in the first round last year. That's likely their result this year. And it's a frustrating season for a bunch of guys who are in the last years of the contracts, including LeBron, who for the first time in his life doesn't have complete control of the circumstances around him.
Right, and so, you know, this is something that the Lakers tonight, it's going to be very interesting to see. They're on the second night of a back-to-back with the San Antonio Spurs coming into town. We'll have a report later on who exactly will be available here for the Lakers. But